Marchione Guitars is about original design, the process of the instrument, and how even the wood is prepared. Here in my studio, I do everything from scratch. I want to build an instrument that will be around 2 centuries from now. It's been a wonderful journey, and I really love designing as much as I do building. Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh my God.
I'm Stephen Raphael Marchione, and I'm a guitar maker here in Houston, Texas. Guitars are my passion. I had my first guitar. It was from Italy, Bergamo, Italy, where I lived as a kid, and I just bonded with the instrument. I was 6 or 7 years old, actually. Began my life in New York City with a lot of my dad's family, very traditional Italian-American family. My parents moved to Houston in 1969. I think I was 3. So I really grew up in Texas, doing a lot of Texas things. Did 2 years at St. Thomas, and then I finished 2 years at Lamar. When I was done with my homework, I'd start playing guitar, and I'd play guitar every night for hours. My father was a real scholar of European history, especially French, Italian, and Spanish, and art. And so he took me both in the United States and also in Italy and France to museums, including the stringed instrument museums. When I lived in Italy, I lived in Bergamo, which is near Milano. I would walk by, in Italian it's a lutaio, instrument maker's studio, and I would peer in there. I was 7 years old. I didn't know what it was exactly, but it was super exciting. I was thrilled to see the instruments, and I thought, there's a guy in here making guitars for a living as a little kid, and I never lost that. That was always in my heart. It's very hard when you're a young instrument maker, so what you have to do is apprentice with somebody who's famous. So my first job at Pensasur Guitars, I worked with John Sir for the better part of a year. Instruments that pros are playing, everything's done. It's so important, like how it feels, how it plays, the tones. And working with John was a great way to advance my abilities. About 4 years into my New York journey, I became very good friends with 2 violin makers that I then studied with. And that's where I learned the extremely high level of instrument making techniques. We're gonna come in a little more on this break. I use the same processes to build my instruments here. I actually built this building. It's designed by me to make instruments in. Marchione Guitars was built on working with professional musicians. Those guys are super precise, and the guitars have to be absolutely perfect. Wood is critical in making a fine instrument. Not just the choosing the right types of wood, but how that wood is cut and dealt with. The artistry is then creating all your curves and lines that work within those traditional parameters, but make it your instrument. And I pride myself in my own designs. Right now, I have very, very strong connections with players, with dealers, recording studios in Miami, Los Angeles. Nashville is a big one for us now, and I love going to Nashville. And then Japan is a huge market for me. This is a fantastic city to live in. People have no idea. Coming to Houston was very organic for me, and really it came down to the kind of freedom you have in Texas, which I really appreciate that. One of the things I really appreciate about Houston is the embrace of the arts community. So I'm blessed to be in Houston and that I can actually pursue what I want to do in a vibrant urban environment like Montrose. It's fantastic.